You gotta have faith. This is how much work I put in, just so you know I'm serious about all of this. Watch me work. Watch me work. With the grace of God and everything else, I put in this work. They said I could never walk again, and look at me. Taking steps and standing on my own. Give me 3 more weeks, I'll be walking alone without a stretcher or anything. God bless. Thank you, brother.
What's up, YouTube? My name is Robert Conway, and I have a YouTube series called Driven, which is out there to try to inspire people to do better. I did episode 1 about a week ago, and today is episode 2. I'm here to tell you my testimony. 2 years ago, I was in Florida at a conference with my wife, and I got a phone call from the DCVA hospital asking me to make decisions on my father's behalf. I was reluctant because I hadn't seen my father since I was 4 years old. So my sister and I go to the hospital to visit him, and we talked for about maybe 10 minutes. And it was a dope conversation. It was interesting. Once I left the hospital, I started having issues with my left arm. I could lift my right hand, I could do 50 pounds. My left hand, I could probably only do 10. So it got to the point I'd been putting it off for about a year or so. So finally the doctor told me I had an issue with my upper neck area. They wanted to make a small incision in the back, and it was called a spinal fusion. And he'd done it before, and I'd be in and out. Well, the first week after surgery, I was fine and had no issues at all. The second week, I started dropping my keys. The next week, I went to go use the restroom, and I could only use one leg. Can you imagine? The following morning, I went to work in crutches, which I worked, I worked 7 days a week, probably, 12 hours a day. Went to work in crutches, and that next morning, I couldn't get up at all. I couldn't move any part of my legs, and my lower left hand was in pretty bad shape. Fast forward. As I'm going through these situations with the hospital and not being able to walk, my father's getting ill in the DCVA hospital. The next time my sister and I go to visit him, this guy that people told me he was crazy from Vietnam, I guess he went to Vietnam and something happened where he wasn't in his right state of mind. And we went anyway to see him, and I got a lot of closure because I got a chance to know his favorite football team, his favorite basketball team, and I started a daycare center about 20 years ago because of that, because I wanted to see a positive male black role model. Not to say that there aren't there, but it's just rare that you see it. In other cultures, it's more than in the black culture. So that's why I started my daycare. Long story short, the doctors left us in the room with my father. My father pulls me to the side and says that I left you a house and I left you and your brother some money. And I thought he was crazy. My sister thought he was crazy. My sister and I have different fathers, so but we grew up in the same house. So we all thought he was crazy. He gives me the key, and I asked him, like, Dad, do I need a gun or something? Southeast. Southeast is a very rough part of DC area. So he says, hell no, you don't need no key. So I go down to the house. I go into the house, go upstairs, and upstairs he had a will where he did leave my brother in our house. So he left us a pretty nice inheritance. So as this is happening, I'm losing my legs. So I just gotten a rental condo in Frederick that I bought brand new furniture for. So I'm upset, I can't move my legs. Now my wife and daughter can't take care of me because technically I can't move. So the next morning, my brother-in-law, Manny, picked me up. I slept over his house. Him and his family welcomed me there. He takes me to the hospital the next morning, and pretty much I never left. And the first thing they did when I walked in there, I'm thinking, give me something to fix me, and they looked at me like, bruh, you in bad shape. Like, you're not leaving here for a while. So at that point, it was a gut check. So now I have money that my father had left me, the house sold right away, and now I have a rental condo in Frederick that I just bought brand new furniture for. So my brother-in-law, my sister-in-law, and my wife go over to this condo in Frederick to move the furniture out because I'm not living there anymore. And there was a guy on the bottom floor that offered to help them move the furniture out of the building. And I'm not making this up. This is my testimony. As Manny's moving the furniture from the first floor to the bottom floor, I get a he offers to help. So as he's helping to move the couch down the steps, the guy goes, "What are you doing with the furniture?" And they said they're going to donate it or give it away. And the guy goes, "I just moved here, I just bought this condo and I have no furniture in my apartment." So at this point I'm like, whoa, like the pieces are starting to add up. So now I'm in rehab. It was like hell. You have to be dependent on other people to help you use the restroom, to help you shower, to help you eat, to help you change. And then you have some nurses that are really good, and you have some nurses that aren't so good. So people that are in that situation and you're going through something and you're in rehab now, or you're seeing this YouTube channel, just hang in, it'll get better. You know, I was in a facility where there were 90, 80-year-old people. I even had one lady in a wheelchair who wanted to come wheel herself over and take me to lunch every day. So when you get frustrated and you're having issues with work, or you feel like the kids are giving you a hard time, I just want you to just take a step back and be thankful of the things that you have. Like, you know, we a lot of times we admire Jay-Z, Beyonce, Michael Jordan. I think the real heroes are the people who live each day with disabilities. You know, it's a major, it takes, you know, something that would take a normal person 5 minutes to do takes somebody with a disability maybe an hour to 2. Fast forward, I've been there about 8 months. I'm suffering. I'm watching people on Instagram and Facebook have a good time, and this is before COVID. So I'm in a COVID situation and everybody's out doing their thing. So can you imagine? So at this point, you know, it's either all the way in with God or all the way out. My sister and I have talked about this for years, and he's real, and I know he's real, but you know, sometimes your faith is questioned. You just don't know. So I'm telling you, he's real. This is what the purpose of this video is all about. So at this point, the guy downstairs gets the furniture. I decide 100% that I'm all in faith-wise, and you know, I just instead of looking at what I didn't have, meaning my legs and my mobility, and having to be relying on other people. I was very athletic growing up, so this is a difficult situation for me. I played against professional people. I know professional athletes, you know, so this was a very difficult situation for me. My legs were everything. Working out was everything to me. So at this point, I was all in. I realized that my bowel movements still work. I could still, you know, hit a home run if need be. So at that point, I started focusing on positive, and each day I started to get better until I was in a rehab facility one day, and I had one of the nursing. And take in mind, when you're in rehab and nursing facilities, you have good nurses and bad rehab people. So that's why you have to rely on God and yourself and your family. A very strong supporting cast I had. So at this point, you know, my rehab person is telling me, I think your new reality is going to be just a wheelchair. So at this point, I started to heal each day, and I promised God, we had a conversation, if I was able to overcome this and get to the place where I'm at, I would help other people. You know, so today I have a workout video, some of the exercises that I did with Jasmine Grinnerway and Mary. I use it for my glutes, my hamstrings, and my lower back. Hopefully this will help you guys, you know, work out at home because of COVID. All right. That's my testimony pretty much. Today I've started a company, this channel, to inspire people. I get nothing from this. I don't get paid for this. This actually takes time out of my day, you know, but I believe I got 227 viewers last time, Lante, right? So if I can get 200 people to see this and I can help one person, then I've served my purpose. All right, you guys have a blessed evening. As far as the exercise, you want to do 3 sets of 20 of each thing. So 3 sets of 20 for each set. All right, have a great day, YouTube. Be safe.
I used to think niggas love me, but now I look down. Got fresh at them niggas, no shit go crazy. But I gotta keep this shit real. It was late nights, mama was working and shit, and I cooking no meal. I had to hop in that field. They don't know how this shit feel. I promise I'ma get a meal to do it again. I used to think niggas love me, but now I look down. Got fresh at them niggas, no shit go crazy. But I gotta keep this shit real. It was late nights, mama was working and shit, and I cooking no meal. I had to hop in that field. They don't know how this shit feel. I promise I'ma get a meal to do it again. I used to think niggas love me, but now I look down. Got friends, say them niggas, no shit go crazy. Shit, we moving crack like the 80s. I used to love this little bitch, but that little bitch try to play me, even though my shy babies. I know it sound kinda crazy, but that's the shit that really made me. You can never play me. I gotta keep me a stick, cause I know these niggas really hate me. I ball on these niggas, I feel like I'm magic. Your man died, man, that shit kinda trash. The niggas want smoke, nigga, it could be static. I learned that